As here.
Can you guys hear them? Oh, perfect. So since the introduction of Bitcoin in 2009, the crypto market has developed a lot. Alongside its rapid growth, the illicit activities associated with the crypto market have also matured. And one of the most popular illicit activities is the pump and dump schemes. And in this study, we are trying to identify the mastermind behind the pump and dump schemes. Our research combines the market and social network data to have a comprehensive analysis about like those kind of schemes. And we employ multiple models and techniques to evaluate like the impact of channels, the Telegram channels, which is like the pump and dump groups, like how impactful they are in the crypto market. And the goal of our research is to show the accurate identification of the mastermind behind those pump and dump schemes. And the interesting findings about our research is the pump and dump schemes in the crypto market is a highly organized criminal activities. And the most connected channel in the crowd pump are highly likely to be the most influential players in the market in this domain. So we will have like a quick background. So we will divide the pump and dump schemes into two groups. The first is the time pump, and the second is the crowd pump. We divide them based on their structures. So for the time pump is all the pump and dump schemes. They are organized in the Telegram channels, and they are conducted in the exchange. For example, the centralized exchange and the decentralized exchange. For the time pump on the centralized exchange, we have 5 stages. The first stage is the setup, which is like the organizer will tell its members like, yeah, we will have a pump in a few days, for example, in 4 days. And then we will have the next stage is the countdown. In the countdown stage, the organizer will tell its members, yeah, the pump will come in 2 days, and the pump will have in 5 minutes. And at the moment of like the pump, we'll have like a review stage. At the review stage, the pump point will be reviewed. So before, the only information that we know is about when the pump will happen, which exchange the pump will happen on, but we don't know the identity of the point. The identity of the point is reviewed at the review stage. And at that moment, all the public will come to buy the point. And that's where the pump happens. We also will have like sometimes we will have like a consolidation stage. So the consolidation stage is where the organizer cancel the pump based on like the market situation here. And after all the stage, we'll have the report stage. This stage is like where the organizer will summarize how successful the pump is. For example, they will summarize the total trading volume for this pump and how much the price has increased. And we also have time pump on decentralized exchange. So for time pump on decentralized exchange, we'll have 2 additional stages, which is like the buy stage. The buy stage is where the organizer tells its participants that, yeah, we'll keep buying the coin in the next 30 minutes or like in the next 1 hour, right? After the buy stage, we'll have like the sell stage where the organizer tells members, his participants to sell the coin, and this will the pump. The dump happens. And we will also have the crowd pump. So the crowd pump is really different from the time pump. For crowd pump, we will have like the announcement of the pump is happened on the spot. So it's like the identity of the coin, which exchange it will be organized on, will be reviewed once like the announcement is out there. And they will have 2 things. The first thing, like the info point. The inter price is the price levels where like the organizer suggests its members to buy the coin. And we'll have like the target price. The target price are the price the organizer suggests its member to sell the coin. And during the crowd pump, the organizer will send out like reports based on like market movement. For example, once the price, which is like which is target price, the organizer will tell its members to sell the coin since they have reached like its target price. And also we will include like a stop loss price. So the stop once like the price drop below the stop loss price, the organizer will cancel the pump here. And something interesting is like before, we only will have like the long power pump because we don't have like other financial derivative instruments. But right now we can also short one coin during the power pump. And we can see like the graph here. We can see this is like the inter price, and this is like the target price. So once we reach the target price, they will sell which one to take longer. For our research, we collected like around 3 million and 3.7 million OSM message from the telecom. And we also processed about 200,000 pump signals, and we collect those signals from Cloudbird. So Cloudbird is a startup specialized in detection and identification of both crypto illicit activities. And we also collected like the market trading data with Crypto Compare and Cloudbird. We also integrated like we also have an integration of about 2,000 market cap data from coin market cap and Cloudbird. And the range of our data is from September 2017 to February 2023. And we can see from this graph here, we have like the pump message during the days. So the most popular hour for the pump message is from the 12th to the 18th UTC. This time frame is the favorable trading hour for the North American user, North American trader, and the European trader. And they suggest like the pump and dump team, they actually target the North American and European traders the most. And this is like the pump message that we collected from Cloudbird. 3 things that we need to look at. The first thing is like the signal type. We have 3 kinds of signal types. The first is like the buy signal. The second is the sell signal. And we have the time signal. So for buy and sell signal, there are 4 pump signals. And the time signals, they are just like for time pump. We also will have like the identity of the coin, the name of the coin, parts in the signal. And of course, we will have like the date time of the signal, like when the signal is sent out in the pump signal. Hold on a minute. And this graph, we can see from this graph. This graph is the top 50 channels and their associated pump times. As we can see from this graph, the most popular pump nowadays is not time pump anymore. So before, the most popular pump is the time pump. But right now we can see the sell signal and the buy signals are really like, are low. So right now, the most popular pump is the power pump. And also, the channels, they will not specialize in one kind of pump. If they participate in power pump, they can also participate in time pump. And this is like the market capitalization data that we collected, and we have a distribution about like the time pump and the power pump. For the distribution, we can see that the blue distribution is like all the available coins on the market. And the orange and the green one are the time pump and the power pump points. As we can see from this graph, the time pump and power pump, they are not targeting like low cap market points. They actually target like the high cap market point. Because like the distribution, we can see the means on the left, on the right side of like all the available points. And that's a really interesting takeaway. For our research, we have established the pipeline like this. So the first thing we did is like to
GPS signal lost.
have like the message collected and the signal processed. And then we'll move to the measurement. The measurement is to measure how impactful the channel is in the market. And we have three measurements. The first measurement is the intuitive scoring. And then the second method is the mixed effect measurement and the Bayesian measurement. After we have all the measurement, we turn to the network analyst. So we want to see how those channels are connected and what behavior they have. So for the model evaluation, for intuitive score, we have four features. The first feature is the pump volume. And the second feature is the volume increase, price increase, and the pump duration. Once we have those four features, we did a nonlinear transformation of those features. The scores interpretation is like this. If the score of one channel is close to 1, it means that it will have a higher impact on the market. And for these two regression model here, we have the rank independent and the AM independent. So the AM independent is interpreted like this. If the pump happen in the favorable trading hour for North American user and European user, the AM independent will be marked as 1. If it's not, it will be marked as 0. And the rank independent is if the pump point is ranked in the top 100 list by market cap. So if it's in the top 100 market cap list, it will be marked as 1. If it's not, it will be marked as 0. And both formula here, equation here, the left-hand side, the dependent variable are the total trading volumes. So the interpretation for those two models are like this. The total trading volume will be impacted by three things. The three things is like the channel itself. Different channel will have different trading volumes. And then we will have whether the ranked coin will also affect like the total trading volume. And when the pump happen will also affect like the trading volume. So once we have like the model established, we run the regression. And once we run the regression, we will have different channels impact on the market in terms of like the trading volume. And that's how we measure how impactful one channel is. Once we have like the measurement established, we turn to the OSN network handler. We establish the connectivity between each node. When I say each node, each channel in this way. We will want the timing of the message to the nearest minute. If two channels, they send the message in 1 minute, in the same minute, we will say they will have a connection and we will count the connection as an edge. And then we will establish like the degree centrality. The degree centrality is measured like how connected one channel is. And the bigger the node in the network graph, which means the more connected the channel is. We'll see the graph in the later slide will be more representative. And then we turn to the domain, community detection and clustering. We use three features. The first feature is the signal type that we talked before, and the commodity, which is like the name of the coin, and the message timing. We use those three features to establish clustering and study like the content of it. And we will move to the result and the interpretation of our research. The first thing, like we will compare the intuitive score and the mixed effect score. So on the axis, we will have like the intuitive score, and on the y-axis, we will have like mixed effect score. As we can see from this graph, the intuitive score and the mixed effect scores are not really consistent in the time-bound events. Because if the result is consistent, we will see a more monotonic increasing line like this. But up there, we will see like the scores are really mixed. However, when we turn to the mixing, one thing, one more thing that we need to talk about, like the mixed effect model. Because we have all the independence established, we can actually see, interpret some of like those features, how those features impact like the content of the event. As we can see, the ranked independence, they will have like, they are significant in statistically, which means if a point is ranked in the top 100 list, it will have higher impact on the market. However, the AM independent are not really significant in terms of like the trading volume. Here, for the 12 pounds, the AM independence is significant. However, it will have like a negative effect on the trading volume. And the interpretation for this is like, for 12 pounds, it will last for a few days. So the trader will not pick up like the signals once like the signal out there. They will pick up the signal and follow the trade maybe hours after the pump. So the AM independence doesn't really tell much. And maybe the AM independence will have negative effect because like the traders follow the trade hours after the announcement of the signal. Before we talk about like two measurements, the intuitive score and the mixed effect. And those two scores, they don't have like the consistent result. However, once we turn to the mixed effect score and the Bayesian score, we can actually see a monotonic increasing line here, which means these two scores, they are consistent with each other. The interpretation for this graph is that the more impactful one channel is, the more upper right corner it will be. So the most impactful channels in this graph will be those two purple ones. And the size of the node we talked about before, right? The bigger the size, the bigger the node is, the more connected the node will be. So here, we will have like 7 most connected channels here. However, this graph is for time pump. So the takeaway for this graph is like this. If one channel, they conduct like time pump, and they are really connected, they may not have like really high impact on the market. However, when we turn to the problem, we have produced some really interesting results. As we can see here, the most connected channel A, B, C, D, E, they are actually the channel who has like the most impact on the market. As we can see, those channels, they are on the upper right corner, which means that the most connected channel in Qualcomm, they are actually the most impactful channel. And that's something that we need to remember. And once we have like the measurement established and the network graph, the centrality used, we turn to the clustering. The one we want to see like, if one clustering, they have like the same characteristics in terms of like the message. And we did 2 case studies. As we can see, here we have 3 clustering. The first clustering is like the brown clustering, and the green one and the blue one. We'll take a look at the brown clustering first. This is the clustering, this is the message for the brown clustering. As we can see from this message, they have this kind of like the similar structure. They have like the name of the group on the top, and they will have like the interval. They even use the same emoji here, see? And they have like all the target points here. This is an evidence. Those 2 groups may be behind the same entity. And we'll move to the second case study. From this case study, this is the blue group. As we can see, they have the similar graph as well. They will circle the entry price and have a curve along the market move. And then they will highlight the maximum price achieved. And that's also the evidence that those two groups may be behind the same entity. Because we have studied like the clustering and we have like the volume measure, we can have an estimation like how much is like the total trading volume for the pump and dump activities on the crypto market. So the first thing we did is like we have like the aggregated, we have like the total trading volume divided by the number of the channels and how many days those channels we have observed. And then we multiply the number by 1 year, 355 days to have an estimated annual trading volume for one group. Because our previous research suggests we have many groups, but many groups they may be behind the same entity. That's why we turn to the clustering. For the clustering that we have 19 clustering. So maybe we have so many different groups, but the real entity behind those, the real number of entities behind those groups are only 19. So if we multiply the annual trading volume for one group by 19, and we get the annual trading volume for those pump and dump schemes. And the total annual pump and dump trading volume is 120 billion. So one thing we need to remember is that this data is only from the 258 groups that we collected. We have no idea how many pump and dump groups are out there. And so the number, the real number, will be much higher. And that's something that we need to remember. So the further research direction for my research, like right now we have like the collaboration with the National University of Singapore. We're trying to establish a database which links the Twitter account to the on-chain address, which will help us better to identify the mastermind behind those command schemes. And this is like a snapshot from our database that we are building right now. Once we have the database, we'll turn to the Twitter account. We'll find the pump and dump Twitter account. And then from the Twitter account, because in their pump and dump Twitter account, they will have their bios. And in their bios, they will have like their Telegram links. And then we can trace back to the Telegram link. So, and once we collect all those data, we can have a cross-reference to see if there is some really internet famous crypto guy behind those things. And that's our objective. Maybe eventually, like once the research is done, we can identify those guys. And moreover, we are also studying the watch trading activities in the crypto market. Because watch trading is also illegal in the traditional stock market, but it's really popular in the crypto market. So our research objective is to study all kinds of like criminal activities in the crypto market for the regulator to better understand the market and for them to have a method, a means to identify and maybe have a further understanding on the market. And then they will have more regulation action. Conclusion. So pump and dump schemes, they pose significant threat to investors. And our research goal is to establish an approach to identify the mastermind behind those schemes. We used like the market data and the social network data to analyze those kind of schemes. And we also employed multiple methods and techniques to have a deeper understanding of like the pump and dump scheme. And our objective is to contribute to monitoring and addressing the threat of illicit activities in the crypto market and promote stability. And thank you so much for everyone to come. And especially I will thank my supervisor, Xu. and Francisco Brown, and he often for helping me doing the research. And thank you everyone.
I think there are questions on Zoom.
Oh, let me see. Any questions? No. Okay.
Can you just explain a bit about the watching trading part and why it's like technically illegal in the crypto market?
Okay, so one thing is like, first thing, this is an ongoing research. So we have not done a lot on the watch trading. But why is it illegal? Because when you do watch trading, you are increasing the volume of that pair. And if investors see, okay, this pair is really popular, they may say, okay, this is really popular coin, I'm going to buy it. Sometimes investors will look at like the total volume for one pair to see if it's like a good investment vehicle or not.
Another question, do you go back the slides, table where you have the p-values, and you're saying something about,
Can you a little bit number?
oh yeah, the slides where you have the table, where you said something, yeah, the
This
significant,
one, right?
yeah, I wanted to know the level of significance for, especially, how do you know this one's were most significant than the group, the time pump mixed effects model?
Oh.
You said something that the crowd pump is more significant than.
Oh, yeah. So why, when I was saying that, I'm talking about like the AM independent here. So this as AM independent here. When we look at the p value for like the time pump for the AM independent is not significant, as we can see over here. So if we want it to be significant, it needs to be close to zero, but it's like 0.85, so it's not significant. And the interpretation for this is like, when the pump happens, doesn't really matter for time pump. So it can happen anytime, any day. But I mean, the total trading volume will not very much. But for crowd pump, I mean, it has like a negative impact. And this we can do further like research about this, like why it's like negative. But this is any further question? Yeah, go ahead.
I must confess, when I looked at this, I almost instantly thought up a trading strategy based on it. On the grounds that one of the things that algorithmic and high frequency traders do is they look for effects like this. And even if they are not themselves pumper and dumpers, the stuff you're finding is in the public domain. It's not, it is freely accessible data. And how will you separate out those that are following an observed pattern? Because you observe it, therefore you observe it. How will you separate out those?
So for that question, like for our study, we collect the data from the Telegram groups. So we see the Telegram pump message first, and then we know, okay, whether there is a pump or not. We don't look at like the market trading data. We look at the pump message first. So if there is a pump message, there is a pump. It's whether, I mean, the question is whether it succeeds or not, like in terms of like moving the market. Yeah.
But if you have a pumper with a sustained record of pumping,
Yeah.
There is a trading strategy based on working within, let them do the heavy lifting and pumping it up. And a third party can exploit that. Without actually sending any messages at all.
Yeah. I mean,
and that will add noise to your.
So you are talking about having like a trading strategy based on like those kind of like behaviors, right?
Yeah, people do this.
Yeah. I mean, it's doable. I mean, I thought about it, but I mean, do you really want to do it? Like, what's the name for the thing? Like what? Like you got like the rich guy, something like that. But I mean, if we participate in this kind of like events, it's like 0 and 1 game, right? If you get money from this kind of event, someone is losing money. Who is losing money? Those ones who don't know the market. So, I mean, you can try, sir. I mean, this is like a really interesting strategy. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Sorry, I missed the beginning in terms of your data set. But
Yeah, yeah.
You separated whether the spec is different for tokens that trade on centralized exchanges.
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
in your data.
It's different. The reason is like this. Let's go back to. Okay, time pump, yeah. The reason for the time pump and decentralized change and centralized change is different. Is like for decentralized change, we don't have like an order group, right? So the order will not be fulfilled like really quickly. I mean, worst scenario, it will be fulfilled like in 1 minute once you submit like your order. That's why they will have like the additional stage, like the buy stage. We'll have like more minutes for the public to purchase the code and for like the blockchain to process like the transaction. Okay, any other questions? Thank you so much, guys, for you guys' time, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.